All right, recording. Welcome to DigiModels podcast. My name is Devin Davis. That's my son, Christian. We're in my meta workrooms environment where you can see my dead fellas, my dead friends. That's my wife's dead fella. We're going to a party on Saturday. Dead fellas party in Los Angeles, downtown. It's going to be legit. Pretty dope. Okay, so I was showing my son this VS Code. You have to have the 22 version.
You're not
2022.
screen sharing.
Oh, my bad. Thank you for the heads up. Lots of buttons.
There we go.
Now here's the code. So here's the code, the file structure of the code. You can have folders, and then you can have, see how it says ts.ts? It means TypeScript. TypeScript is like Microsoft's version of JavaScript. So it's pretty good, though. It's like the professional, like Microsoft's professional. This application, VS Code, Microsoft owns. Minecraft, Microsoft owns. Windows operating system, which I'm using right now, Microsoft owns. They own a lot of stuff. So I'm going to go into the extensions, and then I'm going to search up for Copilot. All right, here's GitHub Copilot. I'm going to download it. Having some errors, but they said I needed to sign out of my Microsoft account and sign into my GitHub, which I've done. So I need to exit to start initializing the installation of the extension for GitHub Copilot. This is an artificial intelligence that will assist you, and like I was saying yesterday, with the software libraries and like what they are, what they do, and how they'll help you, and like what you can like, I guess, ask it and prompt it questions, because it uses Google's GPT-3. So supposedly you can come right down here and now by enabling it globally. But see, I get this error. It did not load correctly. Cause a configuration change or installation by another extension. Restarting. And like I restarted and it doesn't help. So let's see. C drive. Users, me, app data, which is, I don't see. I think it's because it's hidden. How do you see a hidden file?
Unhide it.
Yes. App data. Shoot. Roaming. Microsoft. Visual Studio. 17. Activity log. XML. I don't know. Oof. Still unable to load component. Dynamic link library. Neutral. GitHub Copilot. MEF component through an exception. I don't know what it's probably Microsoft endpoint something. Something's wrong with this package. So I'm working through it right now, but like that's the error I'm receiving trying to install this GitHub Copilot extension. So
maybe it can't find the file.
Something's wrong with the package it's installing, and maybe there's a conflict with the previous version of Visual Studio installed already. That's fine. I'll have to work through it, of course. Let's see, what is this? This is him trying to teach me how to do it. Trying to figure it out. It's not so easy. What is this? This is my Azure DevOps. Here's my YouTube. Let's see what my view count is. 15 for this one today. Wow. I guess purple doesn't do so well. Well, I mean, maybe it'll get up there by tomorrow. Like, look, 100, 131, like 257. So you'll never know. It'll like bump up to 800. And then,
or keep at 26.
Not all going to be winners. Here's 1,500.
There's one.
Sometimes you gotta, yeah, that's all right. Sometimes you just gotta, sometimes you gotta boost the YouTube video. Like this one was 3,400, and I didn't even boost that one. And actually, I did later. I think. Let's see. I don't know where my ads channel is. That might be different. Anyway, let's go to my look at this cat I made earlier. Pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good.
This dragon. Oh, look at this dragon. Low polygon. Zombies. More zombies. Look at this one.
Those look
This chick
like
looks kinda,
goblins.
yeah. My puppy dog. That one's pretty good. I like this one. I don't really care for this one. It looks kind of interesting. This one's pretty majestic. Majestic. And then I did like a bunch of X's. A dragon. That's a hyper realistic like dragon. Dolphin X-ray. Whale X-ray. I think this is like a dragon X-ray, but it's like an iguana. Here's a zombie X-ray, but it's just like human. American flag on the moon. We got a bunch of these.
Like that second one.
This?
Yeah.
I like this one right here.
Yeah, that's it. Oh wait, wait, go back to that one. You can see the moon in the background.
Yeah.
Same with another one where you can just see the moon at the right.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the input I put into it, it's like the American flag on the moon, photorealistic, Unreal Engine. So I mean, you got to be fairly descriptive, to get what you want. Supposedly, like they like had this. They were like talking to the AI, and they're like, "Tell me a story or whatever," and they're like, and the AI was like, "Oh, I'm gonna tell the story from the perspective of the tennis ball as it was being thrown by the humans and then retrieved by the dog," and it's like, what the heck? It's like you're gonna tell us a story about you're a tennis ball and you're an inanimate object, but you're describing, and then it's like, oh, I feel the wind as I flew through the air and landed upon the ground, and it like started
maybe somebody
describing
would
it.
read that.
Let me show you this prompt. So this is what I did earlier. Cute, low poly kitten, full screen, center bodied, whole bodied. Like, what would you do for an animal, or what do you think would be cool to do for low poly?
Low poly.
Like an
I'm
animal,
trying to think.
or...
Goldfish.
Okay. Interesting. I'm gonna copy it. I just bought more credits from AI, or this Dolly. See what we got. It's like pulling a lever at the casino. It's like, let's see what we got. Woo, woo, woo. Come on. Boom.
I like that one.
This one's upside down. What is this? Finding Nemo?
Oh yeah.
This one right here?
No, the right one. That one. I like that one.
This one I'm on right now?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if you download it right here, like, you could hit download, but it'll download it with, like, this little color thing. So you got to go to inspect, then I got to go to right-click, open new tab, and then copy that. And then if I just go open the Discord,
You can
I can just copy and paste it to you, and then you can download it from here, and then it's the full picture. So I mean, you made that with AI, so good job, Christian.
Nice.
How creative of you. And it's like, people are like, that's not real art if you're doing AI, because it's not you doing all the hand stroking and the connection. And it's like, well, I did create the prompt, that's pretty good. And like, you got to be pretty detailed.
There was a test that went on, and they compared blind tests with AI art versus human art.
Right.
I believe it was like 80 to 90% couldn't actually tell the difference.
right? Actually, AI, like, you can use a mixture of both. What do you think of these? I created like this by doing the outpainting feature. Like it came up with the head, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. And I was like, let's do the arms now. And then it like came up with this random head, and I'm like, oh, cool, let's expand out on him. And I was like, oh wait, let's do the shoes. And I was like coming up with something funky. I'm like, what in the hell? And then this guy popped up too, and I was like, okay, let's do expand him out. And I was like, oh, that's pretty interesting. And then from there, like I was like, create variations, and they created these guys. I was like, these are pretty wild. And then so this, I like edited this part out, and I took these two guys, and then I made it an NFT for free. And then I went on Twitter and I was like, hey, if you guys want, this free NFT, put your Ethereum wallet address below, and I'll give it to you because I made 100 copies of it. See, there's 100 total. There's 4 owners. I own like most of them, 97 of them, I guess. Yeah. I own all 97, but there's 3 that are owned by these 3 people because they asked. And then here's the rest of my collection. So, I mean, I created all of these NFTs and I priced them at the prices they're at. And I do one every day. And I'm kind of just creating a store. I'm creating a market. That's all the business is. You're creating a market of products and services. These are digital products. Maybe people want them, maybe not. But that's okay. They're here for sale if anybody does want one. Maybe nobody will ever buy one. Maybe one person will buy one day. And that'll be worth it to me. Not just because I'll have the money, but because I think it'll like find value in the hands of somebody that enjoys it and takes pleasure out of you know, looking at it. And like this one right here, like this came from a tweet. Like I was interacting with somebody and we were like talking about like, oh, those dang millennials and avocado toast and not buying diamonds. And then like somebody was like, oh, what about a string of jewel encrusted avocados while reading news articles off laser and etched toast? And I was like, what the hell kind of verbiage is that? So I like copied it and I put it into Dolly as an AI like art, and then it came up with this, and I was like, oh, that's pretty crazy. So then I listed it for sale, and then I sent him the tweet about this for sale. So I mean, that's hella connectivity, right? So I mean, it's just cool, and like even if after I die, all this will be here.
Yeah, okay,
I'm the creator
nice.
forever. You know what I mean? It's on the blockchain forever. It's like nobody can take this away from me, and nobody can take credit that I'm the creator. I mean, I'm the original creator. Down here on the blockchain, it'll tell you like where it was minted by who, like where it initially created. And so I mean, nobody buy one, fine. Maybe somebody buy one, fine. I'm like impartial. So I mean, I'm just kind of having fun. And maybe somebody will like this so much one day where it'll become valuable and worthwhile. And then maybe it'll create like a trend, or maybe it'll like create a frenzy where everybody buys it. So anyway, I guess what I wanted to show you was like not anything computer related. I wanted to draw it. I guess I can draw it on here. Let's see. I guess this. Yeah. Let me do a new one. Okay, blank page. And then I'm going to create this circle to the circle. Oh, and then I want to put that behind. And then one more. Okay. I like working in layers. That's just how Photoshop works, how the videos work. Like you got to layer everything so they're on top of each other or behind each other, and that's how the interaction of the objects work. Like these are three separate objects, right? So with the text, I want to put like this is you. Okay, you. Then I want to put like I don't know, family, and then where's another one? Here I'm gonna put like friends, And then one more for strangers. Okay. Now, I don't know, what is this? Okay. Blue. Mm. You and me and everybody, you know, we don't want to do the work. Check is like, check, I've done the work. It's a to-do list, okay? No one ever wants to do the work. Everybody wants to watch TV, be lazy, passively consume video, entertainment, things that make their brain go pow. I like that. Show me more, right? Happy brain.
Mm.
And then, but, nobody, it's rare whenever you separate, like, fun from work. And work is not you work for somebody else. Work is any kind of productivity. Me and your mom were quite productive today. All fun, going out and buying, all the equipment and like gear and stuff for your sister for camp. But we had to, so we were productive. So something we had to do, it's work. And you have to have certain skills to like do all that. You have to have driving skills. You have to have money. So you have to have money. You have to have a job, or you have to have a skill that provides money. And so, I'm hoping like that doesn't kills. It's skills, by the way. I'm hoping that you can develop these because software is easy to understand. A lot of people are not familiar with the digital this. And like the more you're able to show and convey and get messages across efficiently and effectively, the more money you'll make. And software translates into that big time. And then software is for productivity and you like functionality and utilitarian, but software also applies to video games for fun, right? And so like Unity and like this Visual Studio Code and how I developed that app, right? That multiplayer game app I have where you just bounce around. So, I mean, that's for fun, but it also shows that I'm skill based. I have some skills. So it's kind of like showing it off. And it's on GitHub, so it's open source. So anybody can access the code and even copy it and replicate it. And then, but I actually copied that code from somebody else. I just put mine in there. But they can obviously see from the like history of the repository that I cloned it, and then I changed it for my own self to put my picture on there, and then published it to my own GitHub repo, and then DigitalOcean, that platform I use, automatically uses it to publish it as an app. So the point being is like most people want you to do this for them. Do it for me. Please do it for me. I don't want to do it. Do it for me. That's everybody's first inclination at anything that causes them stress or pain. It's like, you have a problem right now. Your phone isn't working. You need a technician. So you want somebody to do it for you. They'll go to the store and have the technician there work it all out instead of be on the phone with somebody and then they're blind to whatever's going on with the phone unless they remote in or something. So everybody wants it to be like to do. That's why we're trying to get to a society with automation, right? The more automation we have, the better we can live our lives and actually focus on the real problems at hand. And some people rely on the family, some people rely on friends for this, some people rely on strangers to do things for them. But
Mm.
some people do it for free because they're like, okay, well, you're family, so I'll do this for you for free for this time. But strangers will never do it for free. It's money, and that's why if you need
Yeah.
you're not going to always have professionals in your family in every domain, especially software. And like I just told you today, there's going to be like a 10 million person shortage in America for software developers over the next 5 years. So that is an opportunity. And so like to capitalize on demand for skilled labor. So that's why I'm trying to teach you to, get these code figured out. These code functions. So let's go look for the main Java.
Oh, I just took a test. That's what you were hearing earlier.
Uh-huh.
Um, and it was like, can you tell the difference AI versus human?
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out that most people can, out of 21 actual questions,
Mm-hmm.
they humans, both experienced and not experienced, can only on average do 10 or 11.
Oh wow. 10 or 11 what? Sorry?
Like there are 21 questions, them saying, "Oh, is this AI or is this
Mm-hmm.
human?"
Mm-hmm.
And you
21
answer
questions.
it,
Gotcha.
and 21 questions, experienced people who said they knew about AI and all that could
Mm-hmm.
answer on average 11, while inexperienced people could answer on average 10 out of
Oh
20,
wow.
or 10 out of 21.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, I'll show you some about AI in a second, but this is the main.java file, right? And you don't need like a fancy application like this IDE, right? You just need to download the Java developer kit that has all the backend code that lets you run this, right? And then like you put in, remember putting in that environmental variable where you're like path equals quote and then the path so that you could use
Yeah.
that shortcut. You use that as a shortcut whenever you use it. So that's what this is kind of doing. So whenever you import Java, these are libraries. Java X is a library. This is like component of the library. This is like a feature. The J option pane, that's the GUI that pops up. You know what I mean? So like you either have the text box, the command line interface, and then you're like, oh, give me the radius of pi or whatever, or radius times pi, and it'll do that. But if you have like J option pane, you'd say it'll prompt up a window and it'll say radius. Put it and put a number too. Radius times 2 equals whatever area. So that's what this does. It brings in this feature from this. This is online. This isn't on your local computer. It goes out. It finds this online, and it brings it in automatically. And then scanner is how you receive input from the user. Now you see like they're different. This is probably the part of the swing fold like subfolder, and it's part of the utility. So these you don't see it out, right? Public class main. That's how you start, and then you always start with this public static void main string, this array kind of bracket, args, and then this needs a closing bracket at the very end, right? So this shows you how to create a scanner object. Oh, sorry. Oh no. So scan, bringing in from here, right? This capability is saying a new one of these, make it variable. The input called variable equals a new object, and that's what we're going to bring in, which is that number that the person is going to input. Input radius to determine area. Radius equals input next double, and that's the double radius. Radius equals 20, and that's why whenever the radius variable will equal whatever the person puts in there, which will be a double is like you can either have a character like F, A, B, C for grades, or and then you have a what's the other one? What's true or false? Boolean, true or false.
Yeah.
You have a string of text, and then you have like integers, which are just like 1, 2, 5, and then floating point. Floating are like 16.98273.412, whatever, all that. So 12, yeah. Anyway, so if you wanted to comment this out, then this function would work. It would just say print line. So that's just a command line interface, right? Not the J option pane. Now here we have the J option pane where it will show the message dialog box. It'll say welcome. I think this is actually Unicode or something. It'll bring up like a certain something. J option pane, enter a number. So if you ran this, it would prompt. We'll do that next time, but that's exactly how the code works. Now this one is like the standard edition, and then this one's the comprehensive edition of the programming book that I sent you. And this one is the one they showed me in college, and it's terrific information. So look, on page 999, they show you how to do this, and they even give you the code. You know what I mean? So you can copy it step by step and understand how the variables connect and how like code will get complicated. What if you ran the code yourself inside of an airport and you had to work with all these nodes and time, and there's a lot of variables to keep track of and databases. So anyway,
Okay.
yeah, that's good stuff. But what I wanted to go back to with this is like, don't be one of those people that depend on everybody else to do things for you. It's like, do it for me, do it for me. Everybody wants to do it for me. No, do it yourself. You want something right? You're not done right correctly? Do it yourself. You know what I mean? You're going to feel a lot better. You're going to learn lessons. You're not going to be dependent on other people or reliant. They're not going to resent you for always hassling them, for, favors. You know what I mean? And then once you become self-dependent, then other people can depend on you. And then you're actually helping the world and you're producing a common good for society and your family and friends. And it all trickles everywhere. You know what I mean? So I
Okay.
guess that's all I wanted to say was like, to bring concepts into reality, we need great software engineers, and that's why they get paid a lot of money, and that's why they're treated nicely, and that's because they're taking these concepts, very challenging, issues, and they're bringing the concepts and validating them digitally in the computer world, computationally, through these calculators. That's all these are. And we're making them reality. These systems, these applications, these software, the functions. It's like, what would you want to see brought into reality? Like a Dungeons and Dragons, like ultimate game where you're inside of it and it's connected to the blockchain, and then you receive value, and the gil or the coin is actually worth something in real life too. So like, as you battle and game and your friends succeed and you win a shitload of money, then you actually win money in real life because you were like unknowingly competing in a contest or something. So the possibilities are endless. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's all I wanted to share with you today. I appreciate you showing up and observing this beautiful view of my island paradise with the
Wow.
sea and the sky and my office of dead fellas and my graphs, my high-tech graphs.
Yeah, it was a 3-day flight to get over here.
Oh my goodness! Virtually?
Virtually,
What's that
yes.
in real time? 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Yeah,
Yeah.
2 minutes.
This little mover is gonna cost us 60 years. Unplugging from the metaverse. Oh, yeah. Well, it's good talking to you, and I'll upload this later, and I think that was a good session. If you have ideas, let me know, and if you ever want to talk
All
about
right.
stuff, let me know and share stuff. I mean, I'm willing to listen about D&D, and you could tell us, and we could upload it, and we could see what people say and respond. See
Okay,
you later.
I'm gonna stop.